There are a few little secrets that only truly attractive men know. These seemingly simple things can completely change the way women see you and the way you see yourself. So if you're serious about improving your attractiveness, listen closely. First, you need to understand that one of the most attractive factors to women is not looks, not money. It's how you tell a story. Trust me, 95% of men, no matter how smart or successful, still can't tell a story in an engaging and subtle way. They often fall into two major mistakes. Either they tell a story to brag about themselves, or they say things that mislead women about who they really are. Women are very perceptive. When you tell a story, she doesn't just listen to your words, she reads between the lines. She looks for signs, little details that help her figure out what kind of person you are: responsible, ambitious, funny, or thoughtless, lazy. For example, imagine you tell her a story about how you were drunk on a Tuesday afternoon in bed when you were woken up by a knock on the door. You opened the door and found some missionaries trying to convert you. It sounds funny, but in that moment, you accidentally revealed a lot of things, and not all of them were good. Instead, you could retell the same story but put it in a completely different context. Say, it was Tuesday afternoon and I had just gotten some sleep after a long week of hard work. My team and I had signed a huge deal the day before. We decided to celebrate, and I couldn't remember the last time I'd had a drink. The next morning, as I was enjoying some rare sleep, I was awakened by a frantic knock on the door. I opened it to find two smiling men in suits handing me a flyer. One asked, "Have you accepted the light from our great leader?" And I, half asleep, could only stammer, "I don't even remember what I accepted last night." This way, you're still being funny, but you're also showing her that you're a hard worker, driven, and enjoy life, without having to say it outright. The positive details should be wrapped up in a natural, non-pretentious story. And most importantly, never let her know everything about you in one night. Mystery is the most powerful fantasy stimulant you can have. True attraction doesn't happen when you're with her. It happens when you are not. Women are attracted to you when they think about you, when they imagine you. So never give it all away at once. Leave the curiosity. For example, at the end of the date, you can smile and say, "Next time we meet, remind me to tell you about our jungle adventure." Then smile and change the subject. Don't elaborate. Let her imagination do the rest. Another thing most men don't realize: awkward silences are not the enemy. They're an opportunity. Women can talk endlessly, but if she keeps quiet, it means she's waiting for you to lead. When you break the ice, you show that you're proactive, a leader, and a problem solver, two qualities that women subconsciously find attractive. So how do you break the ice? Use humor. When no one's talking, you can smile and say, "Wow, that was tense. One of us should talk about something real quick." Or change the scene. "Hey, let's go for a walk. The air's great out there." And if you're feeling extra subtle, use a mysterious opener. "There's something I haven't dared to ask you since we met, but maybe next time." Then smile and change the subject. But most importantly, the thing that will keep her thinking about you all night is how you listen. Don't interrupt. Don't try to talk about yourself when she's talking. Really listen and respond in a way that makes her feel understood. How do you do that? First, amplify the emotion she shares. If she says she just came from the beach and feels peaceful, you might say, "Just sitting by the ocean is strangely soothing, isn't it?" Talk about the emotion, not the event. If she says she was stuck in an airport and missed an important event, instead of criticizing the airline, say, "It must have been frustrating for you to sit there for hours feeling helpless." Pay attention to her passions. If she says she's passionate about photography, you might smile and say, "You're obviously really into photography." This shows that you're not just listening, you're also feeling the person inside. And finally, bring up something she shared. Let's say she told you about her skydiving experience and then said she was nervous about the interview. You might joke, "You'd jump out of a plane? Interviews aren't that scary." Little details like this show that you're paying attention and make her feel special. When you listen like this, you're not just someone she'll talk to at night. You'll be someone she'll think about at night, someone she'll smile about, someone she'll want to see again and again. Let's go deeper. You need to differentiate between a temporary attraction and a lasting attraction. A man who looks good, dresses stylishly, or drives an expensive car may catch a woman's eye for a few seconds, but that doesn't guarantee he'll stay in her mind for more than an evening. On the other hand, a man who has depth, who knows how to build an emotional connection, and who, especially, knows how to maintain a mysterious energy, will keep her thinking about him. Women don't just want a lover, they want an experience. A man who knows how to create different emotions, who makes them laugh, then makes them think, who can bring them into his world. That's the kind of man who inspires attachment. You don't have to be a movie character. You just have to know how to design experiences in the smallest interactions. A glance that lasts longer than usual, a sentence that stops mid-sentence so she has to ask for more. A compliment that's not empty but full of personality. All are tools to create irresistible attraction. And from here, we come to the next element: how to program emotions in a woman's mind, so that she not only likes you, but misses you, thinks about you, and sees you as an indispensable part of her life. Emotional programming is a concept that sounds technical, but in reality is very close. It is the art of planting special emotions in her mind, so that when you are not around, those emotions will continue to exist, continue to live and develop. In other words, you are carving yourself into her emotional memory, a place where logic cannot interfere. So how do you do this? First, understand that emotions are not born from big things. They are born from small surprises, from the combination of safety and adventure, of familiarity and novelty. You can make her heart beat faster, not because you say, "I like you," but because you suddenly stop in the middle of the road, look at her and say, "Wait, this moment is beautiful." Plant emotional pieces like that. A song you accidentally play when she's sitting next to you. A dish you make yourself, even if you're not very good at it. A surprise game in the middle of a quiet evening. Each of those moments is an emotional anchor, as a strong connection between you and the pleasant feeling she experiences. Second, take the initiative to create surprise scenarios. They don't have to be too complicated, just different enough. Take her somewhere you've never been before. An unfamiliar small street, a quiet cafe hidden behind a brick wall. When she experiences something new with you, her brain will associate that novelty with you. And that's how memories are formed. Ultimately, what attracts a woman is not just the way you talk, the way you act, or the way you make her laugh. What really sets you apart is the feeling you leave behind when you are no longer there. An attractive man is not someone who tries to impress. He is someone who is real, understands himself, and knows how to touch the other person's emotions in a subtle way. He doesn't need to say much, because his eyes, his attitude, and his presence are enough to make her remember. Remember, women don't love you because you are perfect. They love you because of the way you make them feel, listened to, understood, and lived in a story they don't want to leave. And if you do that, you will be more than just a passing lover. You will be a beautiful memory, an irreplaceable mark in her mind and heart. Don't try to be the man who is attractive to all women. Be the unforgettable man to a woman who truly deserves it.